Before we start today's show, today we want to give a big shout out to Buzz TV. Man, Buzz TV has some really good devices, man. Like this last year, they've come up with some good stuff, and this new year, I'm excited to see what they got.
Yo, it's going to be straight fire. Some devices and features, because I don't want to say one or the other. With Buzz TV, it's hand in hand. They've dropped some fire devices and some amazing features that are always taking things to the next level.
So don't forget to check out the description below.
You know, no matter where you guys are listening, watching, whatever from, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, that like, drop us a comment, and the reviews actually help us a great deal. If you're looking to do anything for us in this year coming and beyond, the reviews help other viewers like yourself find this podcast and enjoy it as well. So thank you guys. And with all that being said, let's start the show.
And welcome back to another one. Man, if you guys missed last week's episode about cryptos, it's funny because we had articles on other stuff, but we're just like, we need to just keep this one on just crypto and give you guys all the drama for your baby mamas. And
all the dramas for your baby mama. Just in case you're paying that child support in crypto and you're thinking about going back and saying, I want my coins back, I'll pay you in fiat or USD or whatever.
Exactly. And we actually kicked that off with a story, a true story that happened to my truck. So you guys got to go back and listen to it. But this one, we have a really good one, and it's funny because I'm very like picky about certain things, but you were like, well, actually, go ahead and tell them what you said when I was like, hey, we should talk about this topic.
I was like, yeah, I want to know. I just haven't had the time to research it, so I kind of like the idea of learning about what's coming out. That really interests me, and sharing it with you guys at the same time. So when you said you wanted to talk about the MCU and Phase 4, I was like, yeah, I want to know what shows, because we just finished WandaVision, Winter Soldier. What else did we anything else finish, or no? It was just those two, right?
Just those two.
And there's so much more, but when and what and where and how?
Now we will be having, hopefully soon, a conversation about WandaVision, about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It is going to be pretty soon. So stay tuned for that.
I have watched Mortal Kombat, if you're going to ask me that. So I have.
Sweet. So we're ready to go then.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's kick this off. Now, unfortunately, and I'm very bummed out about this, the month of May is typically a movie from the MCU. And I don't know how many years they've been doing it, year after year after year after year. It's usually so May 10th is my birthday. So it's usually around my birthday that I'm like, hell yeah. One of the things I'm going to go do is going to go watch this movie in 3D in IMAX, and I'm going to buy all the popcorn and food. I'm probably going to spend about $1,000 in Bitcoin. But yeah, bummer. They're pushing Black Widow out into July. We're going to get to that in a minute, because Disney doesn't want to compete with Disney. And there's a movie called Cruella, and I think Emma Stone is the actress on it. And I'm just like, why couldn't you just push that movie to June? Damn it. But whatever. They like to give themselves time on how this works. So
this is where competition is good. You know what I mean? If Disney didn't own Marvel, then we would have gotten Cruella with an MCU thing in May. We would have, right?
Yep. So now the reason why they didn't put that movie out is because something else is happening in June. That's why they had to wait till July. So Loki comes out June 11th. And this is actually very interesting. I'm going to share something very, very, very short but it's very interesting. Loki is known for being a what?
Mischief maker.
Mischief maker, trickster,
Yeah.
always getting into trouble, you know? My baby sister passed away five years ago now.
Yeah.
She was also known as getting in trouble all the time. Yeah. Want to take a wild guess when her birthday is?
June 11th? Really?
June 11th.
Well then.
I know. I'm just like, what the hell? Okay, cool. So I'm expecting laughter. I'm expecting a lot of trickery.
Well, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool when I saw the date on that. I'm like, all right. So we're gonna keep these segments a little short. So if you guys want to hear more, sorry, there's no spoilers because we don't know what happened. Well, but it's just gonna be hypotheticals, you know.
We usually go in depth with what I just watched, where we talk about like the MCU and all that stuff. So definitely go check out some of those episodes that we've done with I just watched.
Yeah. So Loki. We know the last time we saw him, he had the Tesseract, and he's gone, and he took off. So he is gonna go. I don't know if this is a multiverse. He's going to a different timeline because that's how they explained it within Avengers.
Right.
The Supreme Master at that time, the bald lady, she was saying if something doesn't get returned, then there's a new timeline.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But the thing is, so okay, so this is what I don't understand. No, actually, no, I kind of do understand. They returned everything except the Tesseract. Because there's two of them, remember?
Right.
They went back and they grabbed one, and then at that point in time, they didn't return one of them, but that one dude took off somewhere else, which means that's a whole new different timeline. Which means Thanos could still be alive during that timeline. You know, he could actually come back and get those stones. I don't know. I don't know, but that's a whole new timeline.
Right.
So
really cool the way they did it, where Bruce Banner went back and talked to her, and she was like, "Oh, this is gonna happen." That was dope.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he's up to, especially if he's going to different timelines and stuff, or not timeline. He's in his own timeline now.
Yeah, right.
So gonna be interesting. Okay. Now Black Widow is scheduled to come out July 9th. So it's gonna be a month later. July 9th, which I don't know if this is gonna be what happened to her during the snap, or if this is what happened to her before she joined the Avengers.
This is a movie, right?
This is a movie.
I think this is. I haven't seen the trailer. I thought this is going to be her origin story.
That's what I thought so too.
Yeah, like
that's what I thought so too. But the thing is, I don't know if it's going to be her origin story or not. I kind of wish if they do her origin story, I kind of hope they do a TV show. Because now we'll get more of Black Widow, and they could do a whole thing about her, and she could still be working with the MCU and stuff. But
I kind of feel like they should be doing an origin movie and then a TV show after. Like, it would have been cool if they did an origin story on Wolverine and then came out with Logan as a TV show. Like, that would have been dope to me.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I don't think this is going to be an origin is because it doesn't make sense with the line of movies that the first movie in phase 4 is what they're calling this, is an origin movie of Black Widow. Because that means any character that they would show, any new villains or whatever that's gonna come up, I have a feeling anybody that's gonna come out there is gonna be somebody new for future MCU movies. So I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. As you know, I don't like watching trailers, so I don't even know what's going on.
Right.
That's the only reason why I think it's not going to be an origin, because I think whoever they are going to show is gonna start appearing in the newer movies. So I think this is something new. Now the next one, this says summer of 2021, called What If. Now, what if is a hypothetical, like,
Right.
what if Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum instead of Captain America, instead of Steve Rogers?
Right.
It's all hypothetical stuff. I have mixed feelings about this. Comic books are great, but this is going to be a cartoon.
Oh, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, I do
And
think cartoons are better as what ifs, or what ifs are better as cartoons, because you have more, you can break more boundaries with that.
they could, but the thing is that if you sketch these cartoons a little bit too real or too Disney or too cartoonish, then you kind of lose the, I don't know, like Star Wars, Clone Wars. I can't do it.
Too cartoonish.
Too cartoonish. Too cartoonish. So I don't know how they're gonna do this.
I watch the animated DC movies and I enjoy them. So if they do it like that, I don't mind.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I am interested though. I'll probably watch it just because I'm probably gonna put myself through it. Unless I just can't do it with the animation, but we'll see.
Have you made it through Wonder Woman?
Part 2?
Yeah, the newest one.
The movie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you can make it through that, you can make it through anything.
Pretty much. September 3rd, 2021, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
This is going to be awesome. They finally had, and I know we've talked about this before. I don't even know how to say this because it could be political incorrect or I could be offending anybody. So don't take offense to how I say it. So if the way Black Panther was all black people or all African American people, however you want to say it, dude, I've heard it in both. I have black friends and they hate it when I call them African Americans. They're like, no, I'm black. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm brown. Nice to meet you. So I'm really happy that they're doing all Asians in this one. I'm looking more for like Jet Li style, Bruce Lee style. Like I'm looking really like Hidden Tiger, Crouching Dragon, whatever it is. I think I said that backwards. I don't know. I'm thinking of high intensity martial arts in this. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Because yeah, we need some high action, and I hope they apply the same kind of aesthetics that we got from Black Panther, because it was very visually appealing because of the cultural aspects of it, right? And I hope we do get a lot of that as well.
Yeah, I hope so too. I really do hope we get exactly what you said. I like how you noted that. Now, this one's not part of the MCU, but I am going to throw this in there because I have a feeling this will eventually be part of the MCU. Venom, September 17th, part 2, Venom 2.
Oh, we had a long talk about that on one of the podcasts like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Let there be Carnegie.
Oh my God, not this again.
Carnage.
Oh my God.
So Venom's going to be coming out. It's not part of the MCU, but there is rumors that Tom Holland's Spider-Man might be in this one or coming into a future Venom movie. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Now back to the MCU, November 5th, which I am totally stoked on. Now we'll say this. I don't know much about Shang-Chi. Just like how I didn't know much about Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man. I didn't know much about him because I thought they were kind of corny, and Shang-Chi was just one of those actor or comic books that I'm just like, even Black Panther, I was just like, you know. Whoa. So Dude, the comic books, I never bought them. The movies were great.
Yeah.
But the movies made me a fan of those characters.
100%. The way they did Guardians of the Galaxy, that movie, so good. The dance offs and how they let the characters just be the actors. They literally breathed life into those roles. Each one of them. Even the hell's that guy? The wrestler's name? The one that the invisible dude.
You can't see me, John Cena?
Not John Cena, the other one who says I'm moving so fast that you cannot see me.
Oh, Dave Bautista.
Yeah, he did such a good role. Like he played him so good. Like it was so yeah. And then you mean Groot? Groot is like he's right up there with Baby Yoda.
For sure. Now, I'll be fair because people are gonna be like, "What? You never liked Black Panther or Ant-Man or Guardians?" I'm like, no. I'll be fair with this too. I wasn't a fan of Hawkeye. I wasn't a fan of Iron Man. I wasn't a fan of Hulk.
People need to understand there's a difference between being a fan, not interested, and dislike. Because you're not saying that you hated them or you disliked them. You just weren't motivated to be interested.
Right. I just wasn't interested in those characters. Like Iron Man, I saw him everywhere. I'm just like, actually, I could say this. Iron Man, I didn't like. I didn't like Iron Man until the movies came out. Then I was just like, this is kind of cool.
It's kind of like I don't really like Superman.
Now, those are fighting words. Okay. The Eternals, November 5th, 2021.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Again, another one that I would never buy. Like anything that has to do with groups of people, group of superheroes or group of villains, anything with groups of comics. If you're not X-Men or Avengers, and I'm more towards X-Men than Avengers.
Right.
Or I could maybe throw in the first family, Fantastic Four.
But for anybody who started to go down that rabbit hole of, all right, so we have superheroes, all right, they're part of the Marvel universe. Where did the Marvel universe start? And then you have the one above all, and then you go down from there, right? So if anybody's gone down that path, like who is the most powerful people in the Marvel universe, you're gonna stumble across the Eternals. And that's just how it goes, right?
For sure. So the Eternals should be really, really good. Actually, I want to say one of them is Thanos' mom or dad or something like that. Like, I think Thanos has a bloodline to the Eternals.
Yep, and so does wow, oh my god, Star-Lord.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited. Not only that, I love Angelina Jolie.
Right.
And I love Salma Hayek. And for those two women to be in this movie, I don't care what you're doing. I'm watching it. So super excited with the Eternals. Now, this is crazy. This year, I think there's like 5 or 6 movies coming out this year. 4 movies, 5 movies. I don't know. Spider-Man No Way Home, December 17.
So we had Far From Home and now we have No Way Home.
No Way Home.
And then what's after that? There is no home?
Homeless. It's going to be interesting. Now, I've unfortunately seen people post stuff about this movie.
Yeah.
And again, because I don't even think they started recording this one yet. So, and there's a lot of people that are just speculating on things. They're saying like, oh, Spider-Man 3. This is the 3rd Spider-Man. They're going to have all 3 Spider-Men from all the movies come together. From, Tobey Maguire, the guy who plays the Amazing Spider-Man, I forget his name, and then Tom Holland, which will be kind of cool because then it'll be like, oh, this is kind of like a Spideyverse. And I've also heard rumors that they're going to bring some bad guys from the other movies into this one.
Yo, doesn't oh my god. There's
the editor, the editor is in this, and it came out in the second movie that was part of Tobey Maguire's movie.
I'm trying to think of the freaking name, but doesn't Spider-Man in Spideyverse, doesn't he have an underwater enemy as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So that can be brought in.
He's well. The thing is, this is what I saw. Tobey Maguire. I'm like, okay, Doctor Octopus. I saw Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, whatever you want to call him. And then with the Amazing, I'm like, oh, Electro. Oh, the Sandman from the other one. I'm like, dude, they're putting freaking. Why is my camera all out of sync here? They're putting the Sinister Six together.
Mhm.
As soon as I saw Vulcan,
Vulcan.
in the new Spider-Man, I'm just like, ooh, dude. And then Mysterio, I'm like,
Mysterio's gonna be so good.
Okay, remember how I told you that I have groups of bad guys that I like?
Mm.
X-Men being number 1,
Mm.
the Sinister Six being number 2, a bad guy team.
Sinister Six. I'm surprised it's not even here yet, but I'm so good. I want to see what's his name, Mr. Sinister. I want to see he needs an origin story because he's got a freaking story.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a freaking story, and his powers are dope.
And you know what? I'm really happy that if they are, because again, this is all hypothetical rumors stuff that they haven't even really started recording this one yet. But if they are putting together the Sinister Six, finally, are we getting a group of villains to fight one, maybe 2 or 3 good guys? Because it's typically a group of good guys versus one villain.
It's like how they ended that movie with Thanos winning, and everyone was like, "What just happened? What did we just watch?" Right? Like that was a good twist.
Yep. So, yeah. I'm excited for it. Okay, Hawkeye. This is now Hawkeye's daughter.
Is it really?
It's Hawkeye's daughter. Yeah.
Okay.
She is actually known as Hawkeye. What's his name? Renner, the Hawkeye that we know of. I forget what his name was. They called him his name Ronin. No,
he's not Ronin.
Not Ronin. I forget what they called him, but they called him in Avengers 4. They gave him his name, and I'm just like, finally, they're calling him that. But his daughter actually becomes Hawkeye.
Right.
It says late of this year, which is supposed to be a TV show. So we'll see. And I think I heard rumored that the actor, that might be his last appearance in the MCU. He might be done. Like he's done. So I don't know. I hope they don't kill him off or nothing like that. I hope not. Miss Marvel is also another one coming late of this year.
I hope. So this is going to be a series, right?
Yeah.
I hope that they talk more about what was the girl who got powers in WandaVision at the end.
Oh, Rambo. She's supposed to be Captain Marvel.
Right.
So kind of interested on how that's gonna work out on. So anyway, moving on. Next year, now we're finally in 2022. That's a lot of stuff coming out this year. I'm pretty sure some stuff will get pushed out. Some of these TV shows. I was gonna say, yeah. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. This is March 25th. We're finally gonna see. Like right now, when I hear this Multiverse of Madness, and I saw how they were calling her like stronger than the Supreme Sorcerer and all that stuff. Yeah, Wanda is going to be in this movie for sure. With her kids, like in the comic books, there's this devil, like a devil, and he has 2 arms, and it's both of her kids, both of her sons. And by this being called Multiverse of Madness, I have a feeling Loki is going to be in it. Somehow this is going to be tied into that. Wanda is going to be on it. Maybe the new Vision. I think her 2 kids. Of course, Doctor Strange. I also have a feeling, and this is just, again, a feeling. Remember, Doctor Strange's places got destroyed.
Yeah.
And
they have to rebuild them.
Like he's missing. He's missing something, though. He doesn't have a love interest.
I don't remember. I don't remember him having one in the story. Wait, but
He has one
She left him though, right?
in the comic books. No. He had a girl that was helping him out in Doctor Strange 1. But in the comic books, there's a girl that it's one of his disciples that comes in and they have a love story together.
Ooh.
And she's actually very powerful too.
Ooh.
So yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And remember, at the end of Avengers 4, with all the girls getting together and they're forming the Girl Avengers, there is a girl of a Doctor Strange version. So I'm like, wait a minute. She could actually appear in this. And I have a feeling because one of the disciples went rogue, remember, in Doctor Strange 1?
Yeah.
I have a feeling not only is he going to be the bad guy, but I think he's going to be the one to summon this devil guy. And that's going to bring all kinds of craziness. So, a lot of hypotheticals on that one. May 6th, didn't I say everything happens in May? May 6th, Thor, Love and Thunder. The only thing I've heard of, again, this is by total accident, and I saw it and I clicked out of it quick. They said that this Thor movie is the best MCU movie as of to date.
Who said this?
I got out of it, so I don't know.
They can't say that without the movie being released or even made yet.
I guess the script is done.
Yeah, but script is done, and actual production is two different things.
From what they're saying on how it's going to work and how it's going to be and how they're going to connect things together, they're saying this. They're saying that all the movies keep getting better and better and better and better and better. And that movie, when it comes out, will be, for one, the best Thor movie. And for two, out of all the old school characters, this will be the best one.
They give me Beta Ray Bill and they have me. I'm like, yeah, I want to see myself some Beta Ray Bill. I like Beta Ray Bill.
And remember, Hela is in this thing. I have a feeling him and Hela are going to have to team up for something.
You like Beta Ray Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see myself some Beta Ray Bill.
We'll see. It's gonna, I don't know. I have a feeling it's gonna be really good. I'm actually really excited about it. I'm not trying to overhype it, but we'll see. July 8th, 2022, Black Panther 2, and I love this title, Wakanda Forever. Awesome title. I think I know we heard that they're not going to recast T'Challa. And I really do hope within the Multiverse of Madness or whatever that they bring in his cousin, the Warmonger. He died in there. Killmonger. He died in this line, but maybe he'll
that on that podcast with I just watched. So like that would have been the best way to come back from that. Like loved it. When we said that it was like another multiverse where he actually won the fight. And he became the new Black Panther, but then maybe he had a change of heart, or maybe he didn't.
Or maybe he was just Black Panther the whole time. Maybe he was always a good guy.
Maybe.
That's the thing. It's I think that'll be very interesting. I hope, I don't know. I think the only way to honor him is if they recast T'Challa. And if that means they have to explain it in some kind of multiverse of craziness, then whatever.
Or like a CGI.
I don't know about a CGI.
Just for that what do you call it? The area of kings where they have those conversations and then it's CGI and then it goes into.
Yeah, I think they have to somehow explain his death in there because we know how he really died. But I think the character, if they're going to move on, they need to do something. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be CGI. It could be like they're traveling somewhere, like Multiverse of Madness. Like they're traveling somewhere, and the car explodes, and they're like King T'Challa was in that car. That's it. They don't even have to show him. and then they have like a funeral. They have a whole service, and they're all sad and everything, and he's gone. And then freaking Killmonger shows up from the multiverse of madness, and you know what I mean? Like people are confused about it. Like, what the hell? I thought you died too. I don't know. I hope they don't do his sister as the new Black Panther.
She has such an important role outside of the Black Panther.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is smarter than freaking Iron Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, no, like let her flourish into the character that she's supposed to be. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever it is, we'll see what they do. November 11th, 2022. This one's actually very, very cool. You're going to like this title. You're going to like this title. It's called The Marvels.
The Marvels. Is that like the Benjamins or the Brady Bunch?
Yeah. It's literally called The Marvels with a big ol' S. Now, this will be very, very interesting, though. Rambo.
I like Rambo.
She is now, she has that power, right?
Right. And there's so much to be said about what that power is.
Exactly. And then we have now Captain Marvel, which I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, hold on. Is it Marvel or Marvel?
Marvel.
Isn't there a character in the MCU called Marvel?
Maybe.
I swear it was unless it was DC, because sometimes there's Wish versions of superheroes.
DC loves to steal crap.
Hey, it goes both ways.
Anyway, Miss Marvel, the girl, Miss Marvel. If you guys don't know what her power is, she's a young girl. I think she's Indian, and I think her hands get like massive. They get really big, large, and it's almost like Mr. Fantastic that they stretch out. But her hands get like huge, so she's gonna pimp slap some of yous. So she's known as Miss Marvel, and this says the Marvels with that S that she has. I have a feeling they're all going to be in that. I have a feeling they're all going to be on that. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this one, but it's going to be very interesting. Now, got to take a breather. Here we go. This is now year 3, 2023, February 17th. I like how they're not calling it Captain Marvel 2 or Black Panther 2. They're not doing part 2, part 3 anymore. Like kind of how they did Iron Man 1, 2, 3. That's the only ones they did that. After that, they kind of just did something else, you know?
I think they did that back when they didn't understand how big this universe really was.
Yeah.
And how much like people are interested in watching these movies. They didn't understand.
Yeah. I think Guardians of the Galaxy, they did 2. Yeah. They might be doing 3 on that one. But anyway, Ant-Man and the Wasp is getting their 3rd movie called Quantumania. So this has to do obviously with the whole quantum. I wonder if they're going to go into the quantum realm and look at all those people in that little tiny place, because there's a whole universe on that area. You know what I mean? I forget what they're called, but there is a whole universe on the quantum realm. So kind of curious how they're going to do that, but we'll see. May 5th, what I keep saying about May, everything happens in May with Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. May 5th, 2023.
So Groot should be what, a teenager? Because he's not a full-blown adult here yet, is he?
He was a teenager at the end of...
so he's probably back as... Not maybe. Old man Groot, but like
young adult.
Young adult, yeah.
Yeah, young adult. I could see a young adult Groot where he's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit more filled in. He's no longer a little sap.
I know this isn't going to happen, but I wanted to open with Skilo, where he says, "I wish I was a little bit tall," and you can see Groot just kind of growing with it. That would be so dope.
Yeah, then he's all dancing. I wish I was a little bit.
That would be a dope intro to that. Come on.
All right. I'll give you that one. So they're gonna be chasing. Well, Star Lord's gonna be going after his girlfriend
Okay.
because that's where they left off. They don't know what happened. I had a feeling that it was gonna be Thor with them, but because Thor: Love and Thunder is gonna be in the previous one, I really thought this one was gonna be called the Asgardians of the Galaxy. I really did.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
dude, because there was a comic book on that, Asgardians of the Galaxy.
It's just, I think that they're just going to keep rolling with the volume 3 because of the music aspect of it. Like, I think their soundtracks actually do very well. I think people actually
for
buy
sure.
their soundtracks, right?
For sure. So remember that perfect race at Guardians 2?
Yeah.
And they had the Atom. I wonder if he's going to be the villain in this one.
He has to be, doesn't he?
And I want to say he actually becomes a good guy.
He doesn't start as a good guy, though.
No.
Right. So he has to go through that origin story, too.
That's why I'm kind of wondering. I'm like, okay, are they going to have his origin story? Because they actually could do that. They could say, like, you're born the perfect being. Your first mission is to go kill the Guardians of the Galaxy. And he goes on this whole quest while at the same time, the Guardians are looking for what's her face?
Gamora?
Gamora.
Yeah.
And the sister is now with them. And she's now a good guy. Like that whole team is still there besides Gamora. So it's kind of like, wait a minute. So they're out there traveling, chasing, trying to find her while Adam is trying to kill them and he's doing his story. And it could be like a whole hunt that they finally meet up. And I don't know if he's going to be a good guy at the end of it. I don't know, but he could be the villain in this one. I don't know.
Some reason it's making me miss Silver Surfer. I want more of Silver Surfer. Like I want the real Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Me too. Well, speaking of Silver Surfer, this one doesn't have a date, but it's said to come out in 2023. Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Okay.
We have to understand that the previous Fantastic Fours was not a Marvel production.
No.
It was owned by Fox, I think.
Yes.
Or Sony. Fox or Sony?
Fox,
right? So I'm excited about this one because the other ones were okay. They were okay, and I know that there's so much more potential. And now that they're in the MCU, there's so many places the Fantastic Four can go.
Yeah. I think man, this is a good one.
Right?
I think
that's a good point, no?
Yeah. I don't know if an X-Men, hopefully the X-Men will be in the universe somehow by this point. Here's the funny thing. We've had this conversation too before. Anytime you see Spider-Man, you see Wolverine. Wolverine is like Spider-Man's uncle. Every time Spider-Man is in the Avengers, Wolverine is there to save his butt half the time.
Yeah.
Now, Spider-Man every now and then does mingle with the Fantastic Four. He does help them out every now and then. But every time you see Spider-Man with the Fantastic Four, you see Wolverine. Wolverine follows Spider-Man constantly and helping him out constantly. So I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know why, how, when. I just don't know. So I guess we'll see when it happens, but is this going to be the Fantastic Four origin story? I know they did an origin story with Jessica Alba and that cast. And actually Chris Evans was I think, wasn't Chris Evans the Human Torch?
I want to say yes.
I want to say yes too.
I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did a whole origin story with that one, and then they had the new Fantastic Four that came out a couple years ago, and they did a whole origin story on that one, which is a little bit different. I don't know. Do you think they're going to do another origin story on this one?
On Fantastic Four? Nah, it's not time to beat a dead horse.
It's kind of like, but here's the thing: people don't really like Peter Parker. You know his origin story. He got bit by a freaking spider. That's it. There's only so many ways you can say it, but they show that over and over again.
Okay, look.
Even the cartoons.
If
So
they're gonna give me an origin story, I want it done differently. I don't want an origin story of the Fantastic Four. I want the development of after the Fantastic Four is formed and an origin story of how they learn to manipulate and manage their powers individually, not as a team. Like the discovery of, the Thing and how his powers work and, how that plays in. I don't want a whole team origin story. We already know the team was formed. Give me an origin story of each individual person after they got their powers.
you know what would be cool? If they do like yes, they have their powers and they're trying to figure out how to use their powers. Obviously they're being introduced now to the MCU, so they have to introduce them somehow. You know what I mean? I hope they kind of do like we don't know how to work together as a team yet.
Okay.
And during that process, everybody has freaking PTSD.
Well, they kind of ended that way, because Ben was so mad at freaking Mr. Fantastic or whatever the heck you want to call his name. I can't remember right now. But he was so mad at him, right? So what dictates that he is the leader of the Fantastic Four?
So that's what I'm saying. They should do where they all have PTSD based on how they got their powers. They should do like he's mad at him, and then Mr. Fantastic is there like trying to figure out what happened with the whole thing, and they should do flashbacks. They should do like a few minute flashbacks where they're kind of freaking out about something, and it shows their origin story, how they got it, while at the same time they already have their powers. They're already trying to work together and how to like work together. And at the same time, there's this bad guy that shows up that is trying to mess with them. I don't know how that's going to look like,
right?
Because it's throwing them in like right away, like Doctor Strange and some of these other movies. They kind of they had like a really quick origin. Boom, accident, you get surgery. Now you have to go learn your power. Or boom, you're in space and now you have to try to work with these guys that you're trying to steal this thing from. And you know what I mean? Like they have a little story like that. I think these guys need to.
I want to see Mr. Fantastic working with Beast for some reason. I want to see him doing some work with Beast.
It ain't going to happen on the first one.
No, not on the first one, but I want to see that.
So I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't know how they're going to kick this off. So
there's some more shows that are coming out too, right?
Not that it's been announced yet.
Okay, so to be announced, I have a couple here. Secret Invasion, Ironheart.
Those don't have dates though.
They don't have dates. These are to be determined. Ironheart, Armor Wars, and these are all TV shows, and apparently a Wakanda series. There's no information to be announced. But you know what I also would like to see? I want to see an origin story and maybe even a series of Magneto, because a lot of people don't know how many kids Magneto actually has. And some of them play a big role in the MCU. Huge.
Yeah. It would be pretty cool. They would be pretty cool. I think it would be cool if they if they did like a whole origin of Magneto, because he was the whole World War II thing, you know, with the Nazis. So, okay. So before we keep going with that list, because there is some stuff on that list I want to say. So these are also to be determined, like Fantastic Four, we don't know. It's at 2023. These ones, like you just said, have no dates whatsoever. So we got Blade.
Oh, no Wesley Snipes?
I don't think so. But here's the thing. They do have a date for November 3rd of 2023. They just haven't announced what movie it is. I know. Deadpool 3. No date.
You're not a huge fan of Deadpool, are you?
Not really. He's okay. It's not really.
It's not your thing.
She-Hulk.
That's going to be good.
TV show, She-Hulk. It should be pretty cool.
Isn't She-Hulk coming out in 2022?
It possibly.
Oh.
Possibly. They just haven't they haven't confirmed a date yet. So I don't know, but it's going to be great to introduce her and do the whole thing and then throw her out there in the movies.
Do you know?
So
it's going
we'll
down.
see. But Moon Knight.
Yeah.
2022 is rumored, but again, no date. I don't really know much about Moon Knight. I don't. Now, okay, now here's the thing. You did say Ironheart. That is not Iron Man's daughter. Ironheart is not Iron Man's daughter. She creates her own suit and takes the mantle of Iron Man, but calls herself Ironheart. I don't know how that's going to work because he does have a daughter, and I thought that I kept thinking like, wait, I'm like Iron Man's daughter is somebody, but is she Ironheart? I'm pretty sure she's Ironheart. And then when I looked into it, she's not Ironheart. The daughter is not. So this is a whole other person. So we'll see. And I think it's supposed to be a TV show. I don't know. Armor Wars. I heard Don Cheadle's going to be coming back as Rhodey again. I don't know if this is a cartoon or not. And I don't know if it's a movie. Is it a TV show?
Which one is it?
Armor Wars.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
It's a TV show, right? And I don't think it's animated. And then what about Secret Invasion?
Armor Wars is not animated. No, it's not.
It's not, right?
I don't
so
think
that's going to be really good. Secret Invasion, I don't think that's supposed to be animated either. And I think that has to do with the scrolls too.
You're right. And you're right.
TV show?
Yes, but not animated and scrolls. Well, of course,
Sweet.
Secret Invasion, that's the scrolls.
Yeah. And then you did mention Wakanda will get a TV show that will be on Disney Plus, of course.
Do you have a title for that or no?
Wakanda. That's it.
I have a feeling that's going to be really focused on the elite cards.
I kind of hope so too. I hope they bring what's her name? The main guard. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be about them.
I hope they bring her. And you know what? Actually, it'd be really, really cool. Not only having those elite guards, but I hope they fight with all the other tribes. I hope this is like the tribes are fighting each other.
Or maybe not even just fighting with them, right? It could be just living alongside them. Because remember, this is a series. It doesn't have to be a fight every day. Like a lot of these series are just about drama.
Ooh, dude, you know what would be really cool? This just hit my head right now. So Wakanda Forever, I have a feeling that it's going to be just explaining why they chose this new Black Panther, you know?
Let me explain you.
Let me explain. So, whoever that is, if it's the sister or if it's somebody else,
Yeah.
that's what it's going to be, plus a new bad guy. And I don't think they're going to make it whoever the new bad guy is, it's going to be like Killmonger, where it's not like somebody crazy like a Thanos. But you know what would be interesting though? If Neymar is the bad guy for this TV show, and these tribes are trying to get along, they're trying to work together, and there's all this drama, and then all of a sudden, off the shores, off of Wakanda, Neymar comes up and has these fights with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they could introduce that into Wakanda 3 or Black Panther 3. And now that you have your new Black Panther, now you have Neymar. Dude, that would be pretty cool.
Well, I do think that Wakanda Forever is going to give us a hint as to what's to come.
I think so too. I think it's going to set us up into the TV show that will have to continue because there's more story. And I think the villain is going to arise on that one. That's going to be in Black Panther 3.
Or to be hinted at the end, like the after credits or whatever, kind of like how they did with Adam.
Yeah. I hope so, because that will be just a beautiful continuation. And you know what would be cool too? If they don't, if you take out the TV show out and you watch Black Panther 2 and then 3, that it just makes sense. But part 2, it just fills in some stuff as it goes along, you know?
In the MCU, like the actual movies and TV shows, it was never mentioned who the Scarlet Witch's dad is, was it? Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. So that's
there's so much still to come.
Yeah. So that's the list that I have. I don't think I have anything else.
Because she did all her flashbacks, and it shows the family growing up, but they didn't talk about who her dad is.
So we'll see, dude. I can't believe we talked almost an hour on just the MCU stuff.
I can believe it.
There's a lot. And the thing is that we're not even, we're briefly talking about what's coming up, what's coming out, what could we expect? And we didn't really get into detail about stuff. Okay, real quick. Anybody out there that's listening, that's still listening or watching, leave us a comment. Let us know what is your favorite
upcoming
MCU movie to date. What is your favorite villain? What is your favorite hero from the comic books or the movies? Doesn't matter. And then give us your most anticipated movie that you're just excited to see. I'll start. Hopefully I remember all this. So my favorite MCU movie, we'll start off with that. We'll do it together so that way you don't forget. Favorite MCU movie. I know it's so hard. Think about it. There's lots of movies out there. I would have to say Avengers 3. Avengers 3, because the way that movie ended is not your typical movie. The way that flowed, all of a sudden I'm just like, wait, it's over? Like, how is this over? Like, there's no way this is over. Dude, it's really over? That was my favorite, with Avengers 4 being very close to it.
Was that the one where Thanos won at the end?
Avengers 3 is when he won at the end. Okay. Yeah.
So that's probably just the twist in that. I'd probably have to say yes. But my initial reaction was I'm a huge Deadpool fan. So I love Deadpool. So I was going to go with Deadpool, but
he's not in the MCU though.
He's not yet. In the MCU. He's not in the MCU. So that's why I was like, okay, it's got to be that one for me too.
Cool. So we're both on the same one then. Okay.
Right.
Favorite hero, even though I love Wolverine and I love Marvel and I love X-Men and all that, my favorite hero, and I know you took a backstab at me, is Superman, DC Comics.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite hero. What about you?
Know if I specifically have a favorite hero. I mean, I like Deadpool, but there's a couple that I like, and some of them are debatable if they're a hero or not. So, I mean, I'm gonna go with Deadpool right now and just not get complicated.
Favorite villain. Now, this one's kind of hard.
Okay, but villain or vigilante?
A vigilante is more like a hero-ish. If you want to make him a villain, that's fine, but he's more of a hero-ish.
Okay.
For a villain, I would have to choose Onslaught.
Onslaught's pretty dope.
And if you guys don't know who Onslaught is, that's Professor X gone bad.
Yeah.
And he pretty much destroyed like 99% of the heroes and villains. He pretty much killed everybody.
Mine is oh shoot, why am I drawing a blank?
Bad guy.
Maestro.
Or Vigilante.
Maestro.
Okay.
Because he's a villain-ish. He's a villain. He's a villain.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were gonna say like Lobo or something.
Lobo's cool too, but I've always had a thing for the Hulk. And then when I learned about Maestro, I was like, this guy's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Most anticipated movie that's coming out from the MCU. Oh, this one's really, really hard because they all seem really, really good. Like, it's really hard to choose one, but if I have to choose one, I will say Doctor Strange 2. Again, Doctor Strange is not a character that I would be interested in, not a comic book that I would buy, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the fact of Loki taking the Tesseract and disappearing to somewhere, mm-hmm. and then the ending of WakandaVision. I still think Vision's going to Wakanda at the end of that TV show. But yeah, WandaVision.
That's amazing.
I think they're going to have a grip ton of actors in this one. And I like the thing with Doctor Strange, he messes with some serious, like Dormammu. I'm just like, dude, that guy is worse than Thanos.
Yeah.
You know, like that guy could literally, dude, like it's crazy. But I have a feeling this Doctor Strange 2, they're going to have a lot of multiple characters in it, and they're going to introduce a lot of new people in it, and I think it's going to set the stage for what's about to happen in the future. That's where I'm at.
So, again, and I've said this before, I am looking forward to the same movie. I love Doctor Strange. I think there's so much story to be told. In the comics, Doctor Strange is a genius, but he's not the same kind of genius that, you know, Iron Man is, or Tony Stark, or whatever you want to call him. There is so much information out of this world that he becomes knowledgeable about. There's different books, obviously, that you saw that he has access to that talks about things that is not mentioned anywhere else in the MCU. So there's just so much juiciness to come from Doctor Strange, and this is just opening the door to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And don't get me wrong, some people are gonna be like, what about Fantastic Four? I don't know yet, because I don't know what they're gonna do with them. So I'm excited about it for sure. I'm excited about Blade. I'm excited about freaking Ant-Man. And I'm excited about all of them, but that one, like Next Level just said, there's just a lot of potential that it could have.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So
I was this close from ordering the Eye of Agamotto as an actual necklace. Like I'm this freaking. I was looking at it last year when it came out. I would wear that thing. I would actually wear that. Oh my god.
That would have been you.
No, no.
All right. So
What about
hope you guys
series?
have been, huh?
What about series? What series are you looking forward to?
Oh, TV show. That's a hard one, man. That's a hard one. So I definitely was excited for the last two that just came out. I think for
I think I can
okay,
pick one for you. I can pick one for you.
I was excited about What If until I found out it was animation.
I know which one you're gonna pick.
Once that happened, I'm just like, but so it's kind of a toss up right now between two shows. Kind of a toss up. Secret Invasion and the other one you're probably not going to believe, but She-Hulk.
Really? I was like dead set on you're gonna pick Loki.
Okay, because of the birth date and all that thing, I'm very excited about Loki.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is going to be the same Loki. Well, this is going to be the bad guy version Loki. It's not the Loki that we grew to be like, okay, he's turning into a good guy-ish or vigilante-ish or whatever. So Loki is up there, but I'm more excited about She-Hulk because I don't know what they're going to do with Bruce Banner now. I think they're cousins. Those two are cousins.
Okay. Yeah.
But with She-Hulk, remember, she's a lawyer. And every now and then she works with Daredevil. And think about this. Spider-Man his identity got leaked out of who he is. And I have a feeling he might be needing a lawyer. Because I don't know what they're going to start pinning on him now that they know who he is.
Oh, and did you say pinning on him? Like hinting towards Kingpin?
Maybe. And here's the thing. Remember, we talked about this. Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones, all and freaking Punisher, all of their clauses for Netflix are expiring. I think at the end of this year, all of them. I think the first one starts falling off in June or July of this year, but I think the rest of them fall out by the end of the year, which means, remember, Spider-Man's going to need some help. They're introducing She-Hulk. Remember, she's a lawyer. I think Daredevil is going to make an appearance in that. That's going to be very interesting if they bring in Heroes for Hire. So I'm very interested in that. As far as Secret Invasion goes, because of the Skrulls, I think with Samuel Jackson, I'm excited that he's going to be back. They have. You remember where we left off with Secret Invasion. He was in the ship with the Skrulls.
Right.
So he's going to be in the Secret Invasion. He has to be. So it's a toss up between those two. It's very hard to choose one or the other, but yeah. What about you?
So for myself, again, I'm agreeing with you in regards to Secret Invasion because I have a feeling it's going to feel like S.H.I.E.L.D. It's going to feel like S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed watching S.H.I.E.L.D. I really did. The storyline in S.H.I.E.L.D. got a little complicated and whatever, but the characters
towards the end
was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
The characters were good. They played a good role. And I have a good feeling that Secret Invasion is going to give the same kind of atmosphere, the same kind of energy as S.H.I.E.L.D. did, right? Because S.H.I.E.L.D. was kind of going in the route of Secret Invasion, but they were just exploring space at that point, right? So they were just finding out that space is out there. And now space is going to not just be outside, but they're going to be on the earth with you. So, yeah.
I agree. It's going to be good. Was it just that one, or do you have another one?
Besides that, I do want to learn more about Ironheart because from what I've done, I don't know much about it. So what I've done is like a little bit of reading. It sounds interesting, and I'm curious about Ironheart. But I mean, that's to be announced. We don't even have a date for that one. So out of the ones that we do have a date, for me right now, it's just like I'm interested in all of them. Like I want to hear more about Moon Knight. What If I'm probably going to check out too, because I do like the idea of what if, you know, so I like the idea of all of them. But yeah, for the ones that are listed there, my top one would probably be Secret Invasion.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, I can't believe it's been over an hour now, but hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and make sure you guys do leave us a comment below, and that way we could see what your guys' reactions are and what you guys are suggesting you think will happen. Anything next level you wanted to say before we close out?
Man, I am so looking forward to what your favorite characters are, what your favorite TV shows is to come. Love reading your guys' comments. Make sure you leave those comments and those reviews, those thumbs up, and you follow us on all the different platforms. We have the YouTube channels, BS Clips, as well as Beyond the Streams. We go live every Thursday, and make sure you drop us those reviews on the podcast side. It really does help other people like yourself stay up to date with all the content that we drop weekly. Like there's 3-4 episodes a week that we do live streams, so much good content to come your way. Yeah, man, just thank you for your support.
Faux show. And yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned to the next episode, because you don't know who's going to be here. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this one, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.